Shalom Israel, and welcome to another edition of Yasharalah's 20-minute breakdown, where I'll attempt to break down the scriptures within 20 minutes. But as always, you know how we do. And first and foremost, let's give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Waha, Rakah, Kadash, and the Yakims and the elders in the highways and byways pushing this word in truth and sincerity. All praises. And the elder women teaching the younger women. All praises to you too. And the camps, they're making videos, edifying the body, pushing the truth according to scriptures. All praises. Now, what I do want to touch on today is I've been hearing a lot about it, and first and foremost, let it be known, I am not a football fan. When it comes to football, I'm not really a follower or a fan as such. But I'm going to speak on this topic because of all that, the backlash, those three men that took the penalty on, which was the Sunday, the 11th of July in the Euro 2020 against England and Italy. Now, those three men missed penalties, and what came out after they missed penalties was their ethnicity. They were being racially abused now because they missed the penalty. Yeah? Now, there's the problem. Like, see, for me, right, I see it like this. They are professional players. I agree. Like, when it comes to a goalkeeper and a striker, and you've got the whole goal, you shouldn't miss. You're supposed to be a professional player. You shouldn't miss. I'm not saying it can't happen, but that's normally the ratio. Now, they should have been criticised on the way they took the penalty, and like being ridiculed the fact that they missed, not now the colour of their skin and all these other things come out. That's irrelevant in my book. That's irrelevant. The fact that they missed, they should have been ridiculed for the fact that they missed. Because look at this, yeah? You had a guy called Stuart Pearce in the World Cup semi-finals in 1990 against Germany, where that Stuart Pearce, he missed the penalty. Now, when and it made England didn't make the final because that was the semi-final. Now, when he missed the penalty, was he racially profiled? No, he wasn't. They gave him stick for missing the penalty, but his skin color, him being a Caucasian, his skin color didn't come out because it didn't matter according to them. He missed the penalty. He got ridiculed for missing the penalty, but he wasn't racially abused. Now, in the semi-finals in the Euro 96 against Germany, where Gareth Southgate missed the penalty that he should have scored, there again, he wasn't racially profiled. All that happened, he got stick for missing the penalty, but he wasn't, because he's Caucasian, or what would you call a white man. He wasn't racially profiled. All it was, he got stick for missing the penalty. Now, these three guys missed the penalty. And now, they didn't only get stick, they were racially profiled. And even that Sancho, he's mixed race, as you would call today. One of his parents, let's use the term black, and one of his parents, let's use the term white. But notice how that didn't come in the equation. He was classed as black. So once you do something bad, once you're not too Caucasian, like a white mum and a white dad, so they will class you as fully white, let's say. Once you have one or the other, as far as the Caucasian's concerned, you're black. End of story. Even though you have, let's use the word they use today, mixed heritage. Even though we know, when you go into the Bible, Numbers chapter 1 verse 18 tells you you have the seed of your father. So whatever nationality or ethnicity, shall we say, your father is, that's really what you are. That's according to scripture. But, there you go. I just wanted to put that out there. That, you see the difference when it's us, our people, my people. When we kind of like make an error, what's brought to the table is our color of our skin. And then we are racially abused. But when it's, I mean, when you look at England's, let's say England's track history, when it comes to, if England cannot win the game outright, when it comes to penalties, they always lose. And when these three guys, Rashford, Sancho, and Saka, yeah, they're not the first to miss penalties in a penalty shootout for England. If you look at England's track record, when it comes to penalties, they never win on penalties yet. So it's nothing new. So they shouldn't have been racially profiled for missing, because it's England's heritage. They're useless at penalties. It is what it is. So let's not butter it up. Yeah? But you see, me personally, the Most High, this is why I say you have to fear the Most High, Yahweh, because he's a mastermind. Now, this was done to show these men something. That's what I think. These men are up there. Everybody's looking up to them and they're shouting Rashford, Saka and all that. But look how quick now those same people that's been chanting their name has turned on them. The Most High is showing these men something. And I only pray that these men take heed of what the Most High is trying to show them, because these men are always rubbing shoulders with their, with their, let's say, enemies, yeah, and thinking those people love them and they're their friends. But now look at what happened. You can see how quick they have turned on them. And you know what? Even the media is trying to play it down. But I know behind closed doors, they are saying the same thing those other people are saying. But obviously, they can't push it out there because it's going to incite more racial tension. That's already laying dormant. It only takes something to happen for it to bring it to the surface. And this is why I'm going to this lesson here now. So without further ado, I'm going to start my lesson at 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 7. Because the reason why I'm going to that verse to open this lesson, it's the Most High that makes everything possible. If you are glorious, it's because the Most High let you be glorious. But if he has made you miss or made you fail, it's because he is showing you something, yeah, that you need to fix up and take heed as an Israelite and turn to the law, statute, commandments and serve him, and stop serving the gods of your enemies. That's what he's trying to show people here. I think this, I mean, all three of them back to back miss. There's, the Most High is at work. We don't understand how the Most High works, but he works in, very quiet ways. But when he does a job, he does it to perfection. So you have to fear the Most High. Now, without further ado, I'm going to read 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 7 as my opening verse, and then we're going to go through some scriptures, and then these scriptures are going to explain a few things of what I've just said in my opening introductory. So without further ado, I've got my timer in 3, 2, 1, boom, we're away. Right, let's go straight there. Let's start with 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 7. And remember, when the word Lord in capitals, I will be using Yahawashai, the correct Hebrew name. So it's lucky. When the word Lord is in capitals, I will be using the name Yahweh, which is the Most High's correct Hebrew name. And when you see Jesus, the one that you call Christ, I will be using his correct name, Yahawashai. So let's take that from the top. So 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 7, and it reads, Yahweh maketh poor and maketh rich, he bringeth low and lifteth up, showing you that it's Yahweh that gives you glory, or he can give you, he can bring you down from fame down to lowness. He controls your wealth or your demise. That Yahweh is behind all of that, yeah? Now, watch this. I'm going to go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 7. Listen to this. Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 7. And it reads, When a man's ways please Yahweh, he maketh even his enemies be at peace with him. So you see, showing you when you are doing what's correct and what's expected of you, Yahweh even makes your enemies be at peace with you. So bear that in mind. So you have to wonder, these men, are they doing what is right in Yahweh's sight? Answer, think about that. Yeah? Think about that. Now watch this, yeah? I'm going to jump to the second Ezra's, actually. Let's jump to second Ezra's, chapter 16 and verse 19. Listen to this, yeah? Second Ezra's, chapter 16 and verse 19, and it reads, Behold, famine and plagues. Here we go. Tribulation and anguish are set as scourges for amendment. Just want to show you that verse to show you when certain things happen, when you're so up there, the whole world is watching you and they expected you to score or do something great and you failed. That could be a scourge for amendment from the Most High, showing you to fix up and showing you as well. He's going to show you when you were all in your greatness, all these people around you was loving you and say how much they love you. You dropped the ball once and look how they've turned on you. Bear that in mind. Now, watch this. And this is why I done this lesson the other week. I'm going to read this verse again because I've done a lesson on this. This is Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12 and verse 10. Listen to this. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 10, and it reads, Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And you know what? That's a verse I'm going to have to repeat time and time again, because it says, never trust thy enemies. Now we have to wonder, remember, who is our enemies? Because we think we don't have enemies. But watch this. I'm going to quickly jump to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. There's just one bit I want in this to show you this. Watch this. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68, and it reads, And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again. Egypt is synonymous to slavery. Because remember, when we were in Egypt, we were slaves to the Egyptian. So bear that in mind. And it says, And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again, into slavery again, with ships. That's this transatlantic slave trade. That's what this is talking about. By the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. You won't see your homeland again once you've been taken into slavery on those cargo slave ships. And it reads on, I'll read on. And there, watch this, once you get off of them ships, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondman and bondwoman. So you see, it's showing you we'll be sold to our enemies. So now think, who were we sold to? Were we not sold to the Caucasians? So what did the Bible tell us the Caucasian people are? It says they are our enemies. So now when you go back to Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 10, you read it with that understanding. It says, Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So you see, showing you that you cannot trust those people. You think they're in league with you, but as soon as you make one error, their true colors come out. That's what that's showing you, clear as glass. Their true colors come out. Now, watch this, yeah? I'm going to quickly jump to stay in Ecclesiasticus, actually. Yeah, we'll stay in Ecclesiasticus for now, and we'll jump to chapter 28 and verse 13. Listen to this. Ecclesiasticus chapter 28 and verse 13, and it reads, Cursed the whisperer and double tongue, for such have destroyed many that were at peace. Now you see what the Bible tells you? Curse the whisperer and the double tongue. Yeah, he's my man, yeah. Now he's dropped the ball. Oh, you Negro, you this, you that, you nigger, blah. Monkey, that's that. See, yeah, that's the double tongue. They were loving you at 1 minute, now they are not. That's the double tongue. The Bible says, curse the whisperer and double tongue, for such have destroyed many that are at peace. Now you see, that's what the double tongue do. What you do, those others that, may have been at peace, Now they're whispering stuff and they're double tongued, and now what they're doing, those others that were at peace with you, they've railed them up and destroyed that, and now everybody's cursing you. Yeah? Now watch this, yeah? I'm going to jump to the book of Psalms, chapter 55. Watch this. Psalms chapter 55, verse 21. Listen to this. Psalms 55 and verse 21. And it reads, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart." You hear that? And that's them all over. They speak nice and smooth, but you see in here, they dislike you. And all you got to do is one thing wrong, and it will be shown just like that. Yeah? Let me read on. Yeah, let's read on. Where was I? Verse 21. Yeah, I'll take it from the top. Psalms chapter 55, verse 21. "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords." So you see, as much as this smile and this love and this peace and this tranquility, there's a dagger behind his back waiting to stick you for one error you make. Yeah? Right, so bear that in mind. Now, let me go back to Ecclesiasticus. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12. And now let's jump to verse 11. Listen to this, yeah? Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 11. And it reads, "Though he humble himself," this is your enemy, yeah? Where the verse above, which is verse 10, says, "Never trust thine enemy." And he says, "Though he humble himself and go crouching, listen to this, yet take good heed and beware of him." See, the Bible's warning you about these people that you're rubbing shoulders with. "Take heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou had wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away." And that's it in a nutshell. It's like, you wipe the looking glass, you've polished it, and you've treated them good. You're doing well. But see that little rust they have? It's laying dormant. It just needs a little bit of something to bring it to the surface, and oh boy, you will get it all right. Watch this. I jump down to verse 12. Verse 12 of Ecclesiasticus 12, and it reads, "Set him not by thee." So you see, you're not supposed to be rubbing shoulders or have him by you, because it's only going to end in misery. Listen to this. "Set him not by thee, lest when he overthrow thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat." Here we go. "And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therein." See, the Bible is warning you. So when you don't listen, and you get it, don't be surprised. Yeah? Listen to this. So he said, remember his words and be pricked. Yeah? Listen to this. Verse 13 of Ecclesiasticus 12. And it reads, "Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts?" Now that's a good point. So you see, if you're going to play with a snake and a snake bites you, who's going to pity you? Because should you be dwelling among that snake? Should have you been playing with that snake? You see, that's the question, yeah? Watch this, verse 14 of Ecclesiasticus 12. And it says, verse 14, "So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sin, who will pity?" Now you see, that's just what I said. See, the Bible answers everything. So you know what? You can't feel pity for those players, because they're only getting what was going to happen at some point anyway. So when you think they're confederates with you, you think again. Yeah. So you're not supposed to be in the midst of snakes, because a snake can turn and bite you at any given time, and it's just proven that what had happened. Yeah. Now watch this. Let's read on. Ecclesiasticus verses 15. Yeah, verse 15, chapter 12. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 15. Listen to this. "For a while he will abide with thee." Now you see that? Just what I was saying, yeah? "For a while he will abide with thee, But if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. And that's exactly what happened to those players. For a while they abide with them. Now when they fall, pushed them out to the wild dogs. Let the wild dogs have them. Yeah, that's exactly what's happened. Watch this, verse 16 of Ecclesiasticus 12, verse 16, and it reads, An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. And what can I say? Because the events that you've seen unfold has spoke for itself. Yeah. So I hope you got that clear. Watch it. I'm going to just read this down to the end. Verse 17. Listen to this. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 17. If adversary come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And who was the first people? Like, look at even those other people that were in a pub watching the game. What happened to them? Some of them started to get attacked. Some of them, sorry, that was my alarm. Some of them started to get attacked. Yeah? Just because these three players missed the penalty, they started to attack black people in the pub and chuck them out and this and that. All that over a game. People forget it's only a game of football. There's going to be winners and there's going to be losers. That's just how the cookie crumbles. The ball is round. It can go any direction. Yeah? Anyway, let me take verse 17 again. Listen to this. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 17. And it reads, If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. And even the media was doing that still as well. They're pretending like they're trying to, oh, come on, they're England, yeah, they're done well, we're proud of you boys. They're undermining them behind their backs. You better believe it. Yeah? Verse 18 of Ecclesiasticus chapter 12. He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. That's exactly what they've done. You saw them. They changed their countenance. They were jolly with them at first, but then they changed their countenance. But what they forget, how did they get to the final in the first place? Those boys, men, they were the backbone of the whole squad, making it all the way to the final in the first place. Without them, they wouldn't have made the qualifying stage, let alone the final. So, you've got to think on these things. Now, this is the last verse I want to give you before I quit this topic. This is Ecclesiasticus. I'm staying in Ecclesiasticus chapter 9, verse 13. Listen to this. Ecclesiasticus chapter 9 and verse 13. And it reads, Keep thee far from the man that has power to kill. Yeah? Keep far from those people. Don't get me wrong, we have to work with them and all that, but you have to know how to keep them. Yeah? Keep thee far from the man that has power to kill. So shalt thou not doubt the fear of death. And listen to this. And if thou come unto him, now this is important. So because we have to come unto them. So listen to this. And if thou come unto him, make no fault, yeah, lest he take away thy life presently. Listen to this. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city. So we have to remember our place. This isn't our kingdom. This place isn't our rest. So we have to tread easy and make no error, because they have set laws that they are exalted and we are at the bottom. You have to bear that in mind. This is their kingdom. We have to ride their wave for now until we turn to the scriptures, keep the law, statute, commandments with the faith of Yahushua, the one that you ignorantly call Christ, and he comes back to judge the earth, and then rulership will change. Then we'll be in our rightful place. All those that have been obedient to the voice of the Most High Power and the faith of Yahushua, which is the one that you call Christ. With that, this is Yasharallah. We out.